Welcome back to another video. Today we actually have some art to unbox again, and it's actually a piece that I spoke about earlier in an earlier video when I talked about my my OAX haul. There was a piece that I had commissioned at the show that the artist didn't have time to get to the piece, and we talked about it. I said, "Hey, yeah, that's fine. We'll send it after the show. No worries." It got completed quickly after the show, within maybe like a week after, and then it was shipped to me, and I've had it here for a little bit. Finally able to sit down and open it up, and I've seen what it looks like. Artist sent me a picture of it, so I know what it looks like. So the surprise isn't necessarily there as far as what it looks like, but to see it in person, I'm absolutely, obviously looking forward to that. But before I open that up, I wanted to talk about something else I got from this artist at the show, and it is the artist is Chris Stevens, and what he does at his shows, he makes prints of some of his covers that his variant covers that he's known for, and he's got beautiful color work. I mean, if you have not seen his stuff before, I've talked about it in previous episodes where I took a look at the Gunslinger Spawn cover of his that I own, and that's a beautiful piece. And so going into the show, he had a Transformers variant cover. It was a variant cover for issue 12, and I emailed him before the show and said, "Hey, will you be bringing any prints of that cover to the show?" And he said yes, he was. And I said, "Okay, great. I will see you at the show," because I already had an idea for a remark. I knew I would be stopping by his table to pick up a remark, and that was the first thing I did when I went to the show. Stop by his table, set it up, and it's his Transformers cover. And if you know me and Transformers, the request, not a surprise. It's a Beachcomber remark down here. So yeah, there's I love what he does with the use of color. And it's interesting about this cover is it's not really a moment that we saw in issue 12 where Optimus Prime is threatening Cliffjumper, but it's a moment I suspect could still be coming. And that's what, is this foreshadowing of where we're going in the story? I don't know, but I really like this cover because of what it implies. And a lot of times variant covers don't have to be story specific. They don't have to rely on the events of the comic itself. We've seen in the story that Optimus Prime is a threat. He's having these mental breaks where he's firing Megatron's arm cannon, and he caused some pretty big harm recently in the comics. I love this cover. So to get Beachcomber on there, Beachcomber had a big moment in that issue, in issue 12, which is what we've talked about it before. The him coming in on the surfboard saving Optimus Prime. So I knew that I wanted to get a Beachcomber on a remark from Chris. I can't really swing Chris's his commissions that he does, his fully colored commissions, which are amazing. I mean, if you just go look some of them up, and they're beautiful pieces, and he puts everything into them. And what he's able to do in a remark is also really, really great to see with the color work. So because sometimes when you what I paid for this, it was reasonable. It was reasonable when compared to remarks that some other artists do, and you don't get much. This, I definitely, with the color, on the print of the cover, I thought the value was there, and it's really the only way that I'm going to get a fully colored Beachcomber from Chris. So I took that opportunity, and I'm very glad that I did. Now, while I was there, I also set up a commission. He was doing some sketches. You could do like in a sketchbook, or he had a couple different tiers of availability. And I said, let's go for like the bust piece. And it's another Transformers character. And he was talking about how this is going to be like kind of technical. He said he loves drawing Transformers, but they take time. He's very happy that he's not on on the series, because it's I mean, he said it would be amazing to draw them. He said, but also for my own sanity, it probably would be not great, because he wants to be so precise with the lines, and which he's known to be. And I talked to him on Saturday, set this remark up, and then he was going to work on the piece in his room. Didn't get around to it. Talked to him again on Sunday. I said, hey, look, don't push it. Just if you get to it, if it's after the show, that's fine, and that's that's what ended up happening. So I have it here, and we're going to open it up and take a look. Okay. It's down here. So it is a so I thought about having him do a piece in my my movie sketchbook, and this character does actually would fit the movie theme, but I thought it would be better to maybe give him a little more room to play, because I went with a little bit more expensive. He had 2 tiers of availability, and I went with the higher tier. So I thought, well, if I'm going to go with the higher tier, I might as well let him give him more room to create a piece, and I'm happy I did, just based on the image, the preview image that I saw that he emailed me before. So all right, let's almost there here. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Ultra Magnus. Now, this could be a character that would fit well in the movie sketchbook because of where I first kind of encountered Ultra Magnus was through the animated movie, the Transformers movie. But like I said before, I thought maybe that was restraining him a little too much because it was a black and white pen and ink piece. In last year, I had him do a colored remark inside my sketchbook of Planet of the Apes. So I kind of didn't want to do just another remark in that book. So the opportunity was there to get a bust sketch, and I thought, well, that'd be cool. But then I thought, well, let me give him room to create on a bigger piece, and I'm thrilled that I did. Yeah, there's just, I mean, you look at what he's able to do in creating the shadows and creating the shading. Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that he didn't do this in his room at the hotel. I'm glad that he went back to the studio and was able to sit down and fully give this the attention that I'm happy that he did. So yeah, and I don't do a lot of like this size. I don't do a lot of like 9x12 sketch type stuff. But I was at OAX. He was there. Had a great conversation with him last year. I had another great conversation with him again this year. So just thought let me get something, a commission piece from him, and the 9x12 was the option. And I thought, sweet. So yeah, this is beautiful. I really happy with this, and I think if I had to guess, because Chris is so precise, I bet you that is why he opted to have put more detail in the bust that is here, as opposed to add the second arm, because then you'd have the stacks to deal with, the 2 stacks on the shoulders. So I would imagine that was like, well, that might be a little, it might drive him a little too crazy by trying to get those to be precise. And I'm happy with the outcome here. I'm glad with I'm thrilled with the detail that we have on here. When you take a closer look at some of this, like I love the attention to detail in the inner workings of like the wrist and those the knuckles. I love that. That's just such a great, like I said, attention to detail, added depth to the to the feel of the piece. It gives you something else to kind of look at and pay attention to, along with the rest of the shading throughout. But yeah, really darn cool. My boy Ultra Magnus, I've talked about him when I talked about the Transformers series, but I love that character. He just looks amazing. Yeah, so very happy with this one. So thank you, Chris. Thank you for getting to me quickly. Like I said, a lot of times when you deal with artists, when they take things home, it's like it's a gamble. You don't know if they're really going to ship it in time. If they're going to get to it right away, because sometimes artists go home and it's out of sight, out of mind. But I have to say that Chris said, yeah, I'm going to take it home. I'll get to it. He said he wanted to get to it before MegaCon, which was the week after or 2 weeks after OAX. He said, I want to have it done before then. And he absolutely did. He had it out in the mail very quickly after OAX. So huge kudos to him. Stuck to his word, got it done. Always love when that happens. I understand with artists that, some things happen, but it's always nice when they say one thing and they get delivered at the same time. So yeah, anyway, so thank you again, Chris. I very much appreciate this one. And yeah, love it. So anyway, thanks for watching this one, and I will see you soon.